Well, hello everybody! Happy New Year! It's been a while since I've been here. My name is Andrea and I'm so glad you've joined us for Quality Sewing and Vacuums. How do I today? I'm so excited to share this new tip with you because I saw this online and I thought, I can make that. And I hope you are excited about it too. So I wanted to show you this. Let's see if I can move it over here. This is one of those little carts that has the 3 little baskets down here. Oh, can you see it? Oh, there it is. This is a little cart that you can find at the store. It's got all kinds of crafting things. And they had this that had an ironing board on it, like that. And then you could just put it right up to your crafting center right here. And I thought, oh my goodness, we can totally make one of those. So today I'm going to show you how to make one of these where you can put it right up to your crafting area and have it like handy. It slides in and out just like that, like super cheap and super fun. Okay, so this month my So Fun educators brought in this really cool thing. It's called an iron slide ironing board cover, right, like this. And it goes over your regular ironing board and gives it a new fresh makeover for super cheap. I think these are roughly in the $15 range right now. So you open it up like this. You take off all your old stuff off of your ironing board and it has its own little pad in it like this. And this part right here, the silver shiny, the heat resistant part right here, it actually has a plastic, well, it's like wax paper, and this part right here is sticky. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? So I'm going to show you how you can do this on your big iron board at home, or you can make this little portable one that you can take to retreats or use at home to have one right beside your table at home. Okay, I'm going to put this away for a second, and I'm going to show you what I use to make this. You probably already saw it because I lifted it up a little bit, but I'm going to show you again anyways. Ta-da! Do you know what those are? Those are the little cardboard bolts that hold fabric. We have lots of them here at Quality Sewing and Vacuum because we sell our own fabric. So I saw those back there and I was like, oh, I can totally use those. So what I did is I took 2 that had like flat edges on them and my glue gun. I'm going to slide that guy over there for a second. I took my glue gun and I just glued down the sides like that. I don't have it on, but you know, you can get the idea. And then I glued the sides together so I could make the wide part right there. And then once I had those glued together, I took my ruler and I measured out. I put the 3 in the middle there. I made a little mark at the 3-inch mark from the middle there, and then the 6-inch mark right here. Well, I put the 3 in the middle. I put a mark here and here. So it's 3 inches out both ways from the middle there. And then down from the sides, I went down 4.5 like that, and 4.5, oops, right here. And then I just kind of made a little mark there, and I made a little mark here. And that showed me, so that gives it that, that gives it the angled side like this. That looks more like a little ironing board. You can do that or you don't have to. It doesn't matter. Whatever you like to do. And then I took an X-Acto knife or box cutter and make sure you've got your cutting board, your cutting mat underneath right here. I have a couple of these mats, these Quilter Select mats. I have one for sewing and one for crafting underneath. So you go ahead and cut your edges off like that. And then I wanted to make it the underneath part nice and stable. So you can see that I took another one of the boards and I cut it smaller, and I glued it in so that would stabilize the 2 pieces together, and it would make it so it fits right over the top of my little cart here, and if it slides one way or the other, it's going to just slide right off. So anyway, it was a win-win with that. So then when I had that put together, and you don't have to cut this down, like I cut it a little bit shorter, it wasn't as long, cut a little shorter. You can do this however you want because this is super long. Like I said, this is enough. This is leftovers from this. So this will cover an entire ironing board, right? But I mean, it's small. So these are extras left over. So I just put this right over the top like this. And oh, first I took my glue gun and I glued it down like this. And I put that over the top and I glued that down. And I actually took these corners and I just folded the corners down. Where I cut them off, I just folded it down. But you can just leave this flat. If you just want a big, nice, flat one, you can just put it right over the edge there and there. And you're good to go. And then the next part is so easy because this is sticky. You just put this right over the top, right like that, and you just wrap it around the edges. It literally, I did trim it a little bit on the sides, like, let's say this is a corner right here. This is the back side. We're going to pretend it's the back side right there. What I did is I cut out the corner right here. So there wasn't a bunch of bulk right here. I cut it out to the corner there and there. That way I would just fold and fold to get this folded corner. So I was able to fold it here and fold it up. And it just is literally sticking to itself. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? It is amazing. So you can totally give your ironing board a fresh new look. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about this really cool, I'm going to set this aside. We're going to set it right over there. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the ironing board cover right here. You can see that it's shiny. If you do applique and use any kind of fusibles in your quilting or wall hangings or anything, if you get sometimes, well, every time I've done it, no matter if I use my silicone ironing mat or not, I still get like little bits and pieces on my ironing board, and those little pieces will just roll right off. You can wipe it off or clean it off. And because this is heat reflective, when you go to iron your items, like your quilt blocks or your apparel or whatever, it's going to heat from the bottom as well as the top. So it's doing double duty, and this just doesn't discolor, and it's just so lovely and so nice when you're ironing. And I'm an iron snob, and so just sharing some of my loves and my favorites with you. Okay, so this is not super exciting to look at, so we're going to make a cover for this today. Shall we make a little cover? You can make this cover whether you want for your small little ironing board that we just created, or you can use it, the same concept, same theory, for making a new cover for your big ironing board. I know they're kind of the last thing that we think about, but they make your sewing space so cute when we put some cute fabric on it, and they're really easy to do. So I'm going to set these guys aside like this, and I'm going to pull out this fabric. Now, when I pick fabric to go over my ironing board, I like something that's kind of tone on tone, not super bright or busy, because I'm going to be putting my other, like my quilt blocks and things on top of it. So just keep that in mind when you're picking out your fabrics. And this is a Moda, a Riley Blake. I can't remember if it was Riley Blake or Moda. Anyways, it's here at Tukwila, in our Tukwila store here at Quality Sewing and Vacuum. It was really pretty, kind of a muted fabric. Okay, so I just got a yard of fabric because I wanted to make sure that I had enough. Here is the other half of my fabric. There we go. We're going to lay it out like this. So you want to take your board, flip it like this, and then I'm going to go over to my edge here. I'm going to take my ruler And what I did is I just went 3 inches out from the edge all the way around like this. And then you're going to trim. You're going to trim around the edges. And you don't want to make super sharp corners when you do this, because we're going to be folding in the corner of the edges all around here, and if you make sharp corners, it's just going to be super hard to sew that. So we're going to kind of really round out those corners here, and 3 inches is about that far there, and we're going to really focus on rounding out this and make it. I'm not gonna square it or make it sharp and straight like this. I'm gonna kind of round that area out, and we're gonna round that area out like that too. I'm just eyeballing this because we're gonna add like one of those zip tie things to it, and it's all just gonna go whoop right underneath anyways. Okay, so can you see those markings? I don't think you can see those markings very well. I don't know, can we focus in on those? Ooh, a little bit, yeah. Okay, can you see how I've really rounded these corners out instead of being sharp and straight like this? We've really rounded them out. Okay, and then I just cut it out. I'm going to put my marker away right there. I'm going to slip this one out. Ta-da! And here's the one I cut out of the fabric, and I actually already tucked in the edges a little bit, so you can kind of see how I cut it out. It's more roundy around here, and I rounded these edges. Okay, I'm going to slide this over here, because then we are going to start down here at the bottom, and I'll take these pins out so you can see the edge right here. I took my serger. I love the Baby Lock Victory. If you're not familiar with sergers, I would suggest that you start with Baby Lock Victory because it's air threading, and it's going to get you, it's kind of like an intro to serging, and it's going to get you close, it's going to get you awesome clean edges. It has lots of different edging that you can do with it, so it's a great machine to start if you're like, well, I don't do a lot of serging. Great place to start is the Baby Lock Victory. Anyways, I just took the edge and I serged it all the way around, and then I'm taking the edge right here and I'm folding it up. I'm kind of eyeballing it. It's about 3/4 of an inch. Like I said, it doesn't have to look pretty. See, I just kind of did these by hand. I'm not too worried because this is just going to get sucked up underneath here anyways. All right, I'm going to move this guy out of the way, and we'll finish pinning here. I put a bunch of pins around this corner. And so in order to make these little pleats here, what I do is I would pin the fabric straight down, and when we needed to do a little tuck, I would put in another pin right here. Right on that tuck right there, so it would gather really nicely. And then this part out, I'm just kind of eyeballing it, about 3/4 of an inch. If you want to measure, you are more than welcome to. So I want to stop. I want to leave a hole here, and so I'm going to double pin it like this. Double pinning it is just my way. There's a bazillion ways to do it, but it's just my way of telling myself, don't sew through this pin. Stop right here. So I put 2 pins side by side, and that tells me, wait, stop, Andrea, right there. I started right here, so we've got a little pocket opening right here, and this is where we're going to put in our stuff to our cording to have a little drawstring. We're going to move on over to the sewing machine, and we're just going to finish stitching this. I stitched all this way around because that's kind of the boring part. You don't want to watch me do that. Okay, we're going to walk over here, or not walk. We're not going to walk. We're just going to move over here. And I got my IDT foot going behind us, which is a little walking foot. And it's probably one of my most favorite features of the thaw. Okay, so we're going around a corner. Can you see how my fabric is kind of getting all bunchy right here? I'm going to take a moment and stop. I told my machine what I wanted to do because by the pedal down below. I told it, hold on, I want to stop here and fluff my fabric around. And notice how my needle is still down in my fabric, but my foot is up. This allows me to adjust my fabric and angle my curve right like that. So then I tap it one more time down below and the foot goes down and I'm ready to start sewing again. Okay, we're just going to sew right through that. Oh, here's my double needles. Going to go right through those. And I already have my machine set up to do the knot and cut. Also one of my favorite features. Love this machine. Okay, we're quickly going to take out these little pins here, right like so. All right, so we've got our little cover. Oh, I'm going to trim my little threads. Always trim your threads. Just make sure your pieces look like you bought them from the store when you don't have little thread tails hanging out. Okay, you can't grab that nail. Okay, there we go. Got the tail. And I've got some cording. Yay! I got 3 yards here. We probably won't use it all, but you know, I always want to be on the safe side. You can use a bodkin or a safety pin. In this case, we're using a safety pin because that's what I could find at the last minute. You know, I've got 5 kids, and so I never know what is going to be the fun item of the day that my kids are going to want to steal from my collection. So, safety pin it is. I do like using a bodkin though because they're longer and you can get a little bit more in there as we go. So anyways, the bodkin has like little teeth on it and it clamps on there, and then you've got like a little metal ring that tightens those teeth right into your ribbon or cording or whatever you are, or elastic, going through a pair of pants or something. But a nice big safety pin does the same thing. So anyways, we're sliding this through here. Oh, or not, it came off. Hold on. And this is what you do when your safety pin comes off. I was thinking, wow, this is sliding through so nicely. It came out. So what I think I'm going to do, because this is elastic, I'm going to totally tie a knot in this. So I just put my little cording through here. And we're going to tie it on like that. And make sure that it doesn't come off. Okay, we're going to try that one more time. This is also a way that you can get your cording attached to your safety pin, right like that. If it was the teeth probably wouldn't have come undone. Okay, but so yeah, that brings me to my next thing. My next idea is you want to always check and make sure, because even with the bodkin and the little teeth that you can clamp right into there, you always want to check and make sure that your ribbon or your elastic or your cording is actually coming with the bodkin and that they're still attached as you're going. Okay, so that was super fun. That was awesome. So after we're done here, I've got some little cord stops that we are going to attach onto here, and then we're going to do a fresh, cute little update for my little ironing board. But like I said, if your ironing board is looking a little sad and it needs a little update, or this is just a simple, fun way to do a splash of color and update in your sewing room. I know that's what I've done sometimes if I've got some fabric, and 2 yards of fabric is probably going to do a great job of covering up your ironing board at home. So we're gonna untuck that all the way around. Now you can also use elastic if you want to do elastic in this and not cording. This is actually elastic cording, so I could do it either way. Okay, we're almost there. Are you so excited to see this fun new colorful cover for my ironing board? Ooh. Did I just undo it? No, I didn't. Okay, it poked me, so it must have gone right back inside. Oh, so fun. So fun. Okay, here we go. It's almost in there. So if you wanted to do just elastic, you wouldn't have to use a cord stop. You would just tie your elastic and it would fit over the top like a shower cap or something. Okay, we're gonna move our gathering down as we go. Yep, and it's doing great. Right like that. So it's feeling like 3 yards was a pretty good guess for our little cover here, since we're almost there. You don't want to make it too short. So 3 yards was great for 3 yards of cording was good for this little cover. So if you were to do your own like a big ironing board at home, I would suggest probably about 5 yards of some cording if you want to do your big one. Oh, look, we got to the other side. Blessed day. That was awesome. All right, so apparently tying it on was the way to go. So if you are using cording, and you're going to be putting it through a little cord stop, like these little guys, these are cord stops where when you push on it, it has a little spring inside. If you are using like regular rope cording for that, you will want to burn the ends. Usually they have a plastic element to them, the regular cording. Oh, come on. There we go. And you know what? I'm just gonna cut that off right like that. There we go. Okay. Ta-da! Do we have any questions so far? We have, good morning. Hello, Roxy. So good to see you. Or not see you, but to see your name up here. Glad you've joined me today. Okay. Look at how fun this is. This is going to be so great. I'm so excited. It's so fun to add a new fun element to your sewing room, especially when it's fast and easy to do. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this other part off so it's about even, right like that. I'm going to take both of my little ends, and like I said, at this point you would want to burn the ends if it was, these are elastic, so if they were regular roping, you'd want to do that. We're going to stuff it through both the little ends at the same time. Ta-da! How fun! Okay, and then I'm just going to take both of those together, flip it through, ooh, tie it tight, just like that, and we have our little cover. Oh, are you so excited to see what it looks like? I'm really excited. Okay, I made this a while ago, and I'm so excited to see what it looks like over our board. This is going to be so fun. It's so pretty. Look. All right. I'm going to flip it over. We're just going to pull it, have it gather around nicely, like that. Ha-ha. I kind of like this elastic cording for it because it does have some elasticity, so it can be nice and tight. So what do you do with this long piece right here? You can just tuck it in. Just tuck it in there, like so. And here's our beautiful new portable board that has the added heat resistant cover to it that's going to reflect the heat, and it's going to do double time. It's going to make your ironing go faster, and it fits right there on your little caddy. Look at that. Look how cute that is. I'm so excited to use that at home now. Thank you for joining me today, everybody, for Quality Sewing and Vacuums. We will see you next Tuesday as well. I'm going to be showing you how to use orphaned quilt blocks to patch your pants and do some sashiko stitching for mending and things too. So can't wait for you to join me next Tuesday, and have a great day.